San Francisco, 1854. My lawyer friend, Jeremy Pitt, won a lawsuit for a client and got paid off with 20 acres of woodland down the peninsula from San Francisco. When Jeremy went to inspect his new estate, however, he ran into some Indian trouble, which almost cost him his life before it was over.
Don't move. It's all right now. Did it bite you? Yes, it did. Sit down, it did. This is gonna hurt you a little. A big, brave Indian won't cry now, will he?
The Californians.
California, I've come to live where life is best. In the golden west, I'm gonna strike it rich in California. California.
He'll be sick for a day or so, but I think he'll live. Didn't hurt much now, did it? Talkative little fella, aren't you? Well, I guess we don't speak the same lingo. You know, I thought I'd find some deer here in my property. Never expected any Indians. I didn't know there were any around here. Say, what kind of Indian are you anyway? High Sierra tribe? Cahuilla? Nuchu? Chowchilla? Well, if you're up from behind those gold fields, you're a long way from home. Say, what are you doing on my estate anyway, you trespasser, you? Where's your father? Or your mother? I guess I'll have to take you back home to San Francisco. Just until I can find your folks. Oh, don't worry, don't worry. I won't hurt you.
Kasuka! Kasuka!
Kasuka, is that your name? Hold still.
Kasuka!
Here! Wait a minute. All right, you got your boy. I didn't hurt him. Ask him. He got bit by a rattlesnake. It's all fixed. Poison's out. He'll be all right.
I didn't know. I thought
You thought I was stealing him.
many white men steal Indian boys. Make them slaves. Not my son.
He better not be on his foot yet. I'll carry him back to your camp for you.
No.
No, why not?
Jose Ray will find out.
Jose Ray?
My husband. The boy went far from camp. He will be angry.
I'll keep your secret.
I'll carry him.
He'll get awfully heavy if it's too far.
It's not far.
No reason why I shouldn't go to your camp, is there?
No.
All right, then I'll carry him for you. Not too much of that water, and keep him quiet. But then you must know all about snake bites living in the high Sierras. I didn't know the Chowchillas ever came down out of the mountains.
The white men who mine gold in the mountains. They want the Chowchillas to stay down, in the valley.
What's the matter with the valley?
The ashes of our forefathers are in the mountains.
You speak good English.
My mother taught me. She worked in a white man's house.
But you're married to an Indian.
I am Indian. Jose Ray will be back soon.
I told you I wouldn't say anything.
He won't like it.
My being here? That goes for both of us. What's he packing on those mules?
Kaya, Bogia. Vaya aquí. Yo no, pa. Shoot!
A present, a gift to Jose Ray from Jeremy Pitt. Hi, Matt. Want to buy a mule?
No.
Goodbye.
Hey, wait a minute. I want to talk to you. Where'd you get a mule?
I gave a fella a pistol yesterday, and this morning when I went out to the stable, darned if he hadn't evened the score by bringing me a mule.
Why'd you give him a pistol?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I liked him. Come on outside and take a look at it.
Look at what?
My mule.
Later. That's that. Paperwork. How'd you like to be a deputy in the next few days? I need some help.
Doing what?
Tracking down a man, an Indian.
Indian?
A half-breed, anyway. A Chowchilla Indian named King Joseph.
King Joseph.
He was raised at the Soledad Mission. So he also goes by the Spanish name for King Joseph, Jose Ray.
Well, why do you want him? What has he done wrong?
Maybe I better give some background. A large stock of rifles was stolen from the Army arsenal here recently.
By this Indian?
No, for him. Luckily, the Army caught one of the thieves and learned some of the plan. Those rifles are to be delivered to King Joseph the next day or so. Unfortunately, we don't know where.
You say he's a half-breed?
His father's white, trapper. Why?
Just wondered. Does he speak English?
Fluently. You see, without King Joseph, the mountain Indians won't fight.
He's a big chief, then.
Worse, he's the leader of the young ones, the hotheads, the dangerous ones who've been responsible for those massacres in the gold mining camps. If those guns are delivered, it means open warfare. It's got to be stopped.
Look, you can't blame the Indians for not liking that.
Liking what?
Being driven from their homes where they've always lived, where their ancestors' ashes are scattered.
They're being asked to move according to terms of a treaty they signed.
Treaty? Sure, fill them full of whiskey and promises and then make them put an X on a piece of paper they can't even read to get their land and dig for gold.
Listen, Jeremy, my job is to uphold the law, not judge it. If those rifles are delivered, it means open warfare. Now, the Army has asked me to help find this fellow. And I'm asking you to help me. Do I get it or don't I?
No, it's a military matter and let the military handle it.
All right, go sell you a mule.
I'll do just that.
Wait a minute. What's the matter? Why are you so upset?
Let the Army catch their own Indians. Why do people always have to get pushed around?
You mean King Joseph?
Yes, King Joseph. He's a human being, isn't he?
He's a savage and a killer.
Well, I don't blame him, any Indian. They're getting a raw deal, all of them.
Wait a minute. That's an Indian bridle. Feathers in the mane. That's why you're so upset. That's why he's a human being, not a savage, huh? You met King Joseph? Where?
On my land.
What do you mean, where's your land?
Wouldn't you like to know? What would you do if you found him and you brought the soldiers? I don't want to see him slaughtered. He's not what you say. He's a man you can deal with.
Oh, you're gonna deal with him, I suppose.
I'm going to tell him to clear out before he gets caught.
Just ask him, polite like that, and he'll go.
That's right.
You're out of your mind.
We'll see. I'm going to start right now.
You got a tomahawk in your skull, you numbskull.
We'll see.
Well, you'll need somebody to cover you. I'll get my rifle and go with you.
Not with that badge, you're not.
All right. You take it.
Please, don't get trigger happy.
Don't worry.
Good day, little clown. Thought I'd stop by and see how little boy's getting on. I see he's much better now. Thank you for the mule, Mr. King.
King? What do you know of King?
Well, not much, except the Army's looking for a chinchilla by that name, supposed to be in these parts. He's wanted for stealing rifles, leading massacres, and killing people. Thought it might be you.
My name is Jose Rey.
That's right. In Spanish, it's Jose Rey. But in English, Jose means Joseph, and Rey is king, right?
I think you had better go now.
No, you better go. You're camping on my land.
Your land, this?
That's right. Name's Jeremy Pitt. And I want you off before dark.
We do not hurt your land.
Look, can't you get it through your thick skull? I'm trying to help you. I don't care about your tribe, but I do care about that young boy of yours. And if you're not out before dark, he's liable to get hurt.
Or you will bring the soldiers.
No, they'll find you themselves. They know you're somewhere around here.
Antakaya!
I got a friend of mine in those bushes out there. I imagine his rifle is aimed right there. It's a crack shot, too.
Wait. One more day. The boy is still sick. We will leave tomorrow, right after dawn. I promise you.
If you're still here this time tomorrow, I'll bring the soldiers. He wants one more day.
That means he's getting the guns before he leaves.
No, he won't. Let the Army get them. They'll have to come by the Monterey Road, won't they?
That's right. I'll have the soldiers waiting down by the bend in the road. What about Jose?
I'll take care of him as soon as you have the guns.
Could you handle it?
I can handle it. He's my friend.
Stop right there. All right, get down. Captain, turn him around and take him back into town.
Drop your gun, white man. Vallarta. What are you doing here this time?
Hunting?
I heard a shot. You made it?
I said I was hunting.
But what were you hunting?
I'm not sure exactly. A way of life, I guess. You and I, white man and Indian, we understand each other. We can get along. What I mean is, if we can, why can't all white men and Indians?
You talk in riddles.
War is not a riddle. Life and death, they're not riddles. War's no good, not for Indians or white men either. What about your wife? What about Kasuka? Why must there be this killing? If you keep on, there'll be plenty on both sides. Why?
The white men drive us from our homes, and you ask me this?
They don't want your homes. They want the gold in the creek beds.
And what do we eat since the white man came? Our squaws make bread from acorns. But now the donkey and the hogs of the white men are beneath the oak trees. The Indian eats sweet corn and seeds of grass. But the white men plow up the meadows to plant their grain. The Indian eat deer and bear and dress in their skins. The white men like meat too, and fish. But they do not spear the fish one at a time. They catch many of them in nets. Soon there will come a time when there will be no more deer or bear or fish. Nothing.
But they give you jobs. You can dig for gold and buy your own food.
Yes, we can dig. But for the gold we find, they give us beads, a piece of cloth. We want half the gold they find in our creeks. But they give us nothing but bullets and whiskey and smallpox.
You know, I've heard that old Chief Tenaya is ready to sign a treaty and take his people back to the Big Valley.
When Tenaya signs a treaty, Tenaya will die.
You hate white men that much?
Yes.
You're half white yourself.
I am an Indian.
You didn't hate your father, did you? He must have been a big, handsome fella. You loved him, didn't you?
Get out. Why do you ask me these questions?
Because you have my gun in your belt, and I have your mule in my stable.
Yes. I loved my father. He came and he went with his fur trappings, and I would watch the trails for his coming. Then when I was the age of my son, Kasuka, he came and he stayed one winter.
He's gone, Jose. Forget him. He's dead.
No! I cannot forget him. I cannot forget what he did to my mother. Like dirt he treated us, as though he were ashamed of her and me.
But you were a child. You didn't understand.
He came and he stayed one winter. Then in the spring, he took my mother and me and my sister, and he gave us to the Mission Padre. Then he shaved his beard, and he went away with a Spanish woman. And as they rode away, they passed me. He pointed at me and they laughed. Now get out before I kill you.
All right, Jose, I'll go. But you'll go too. There's no reason for you to stay now. The guns aren't coming. The army captured him down by the road. That was the shot you heard.
No, no, Rey! Don't kill him! He saved Kosuka's life. He saved your son's life.
How?
Kosuka was bit by a rattlesnake. He must have taken poison out with his mouth.
Go. Go, we are finished.
I didn't succeed.
You tried. Thank you.
Stop the fighting now, Jose. You'll only break your heart and theirs. Better to stop fighting now. Find a way to get along.
Jose Rey alone does not lead the mountain tribes. One man cannot start a war. One man cannot end a war. If all white men were like you,
You ought to be celebrating.
Celebrating what?
You sold your mule, didn't you?
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
They killed him.
Who?
Jose Rey, my Indian friend that I saved from you in the army.
It's in the paper?
A dispatch from Mariposa. Major Savage and his battalion virtually wiped out the Chowchilla tribe.
The boy and the squaw, what was their name?
Kosuka, Little Cloud. Doesn't say, just that a few of them got safely over the mountains. They found Jose Rey's funeral pyre. And don't tell me he was a savage. He was a man.
Well, which would he have preferred? To live in captivity or die in freedom?
California. Oh, I've traveled here, I've traveled there. I guess I've been most everywhere. But I like where I am today, and here is where I'll stay. Now, one thing I just can't endure is being broke and being poor. So I come west to take the cure, and here is where I'll stay. I've come to California, California. There's gold in them there hills in California. I've come to live where life is best, in the golden west. I'm gonna strike it rich in